Okay, welcome back. We're going to go through different mounts today. We're going to look at what mounts to use, when to use them, but more so why we're going to use them, what's the benefits of them used in certain scenarios. If I show you the basic setup for a shot, okay, we've got the viewpoint, the kill zone here, and the hold point here. Now, the hold point is the key. It's the one that dictates the method. We must, as I describe to all of my students, we must win the race. Okay, and when I say you must win the race, what I mean by that is that you must be fully mounted and comfortable at the hold point before the bird arrives. If we lose this race, there is no method. You know, it's gone past us by too far. And there is no method. We're just throwing Hail Marys to try and get away with the odd shot. So something I'll refer to quite often is to win the race. We must win that race. And we're going to win that race by using very, very different mounts. You know, people think we've got two mounts, high gun and low gun. Well, we don't. We have four different mounts, one of them with two variations. So realistically, we're looking at 5 different mounts that we must master to try and get round just the average sporting clay course. Obviously, when we shoot FITAS, there's only one mount done in 2 different ways, which we'll cover when I get to the demonstration part in a minute. Again, these are all things you're going to be able to practice at home. Hopefully, after this lockdown period, you'll be able to put it into practice on the range. But this is just information to try and carry us all through the day as we deal with the situation that we're in. So if you can screenshot this piece of paper, viewpoint, kill point, hold point is 50%. You'll notice that smack in the middle, and remind yourself constantly that we must win this race. By that, fully mounted, comfortable before the clay arrives. We don't want to be there ages and waiting. That's why we're going to have different mounts. We don't want to get there second. I'm going to switch to the demonstration now, get the gun out and talk you through each of the different mounts, how they work and the benefits of them. Right, so as we spoke about, I'm now going to go through the different types of mount. And if you want to screenshot this, this is what we're going to be going over. Okay, so as you can see, we have just the regular fully mounted. So we're perfectly online at the hold point. We're into the shoulder pocket, head down, completely tucked into the gun. So my eyes are completely in line here. And I'm ready to call pull. Where would I use that? Fast quartering birds, teals. Again, it's dictated by the time from the hold point to the viewpoint. Whatever time I've got there is going to decide which mount I have. I just want to demonstrate how they do them. I've then got my half mount, which is probably one of the most used on a sporting course. So we've got our FITAS mount down here, but the next one for me, number 2, is here. If I could just move my arm out the way, that's where it would be. So if you imagine being fully mounted and just out, so I'm an inch out. So my barrels are perfectly online. As I call pull, I've got a short lift and I'm in. Facing the camera, I'm here. I'm just off my face and one movement and I'm back in to the gun. So that is my half mount. So if you imagine being fully mounted, that's my start point. So it's just off my face before in and move. That is mount number 2. I'm going to skip 3, come back to it shortly. One of the mounts that I use the most is number 4. Fully mounted with a lowered left hand. Now you'll see a lot of people do this and do it wrong, okay? What you see a lot of people do is this. They go to their hold point and they pick the head up and then they go pull. I do the exact opposite. From the side, they do this. Pull, and then you see them do this into the mount, okay? What I do is go to my hold point height and lower this hand by 1 inch, okay? Now I can see over the gun and I can come back in. Now, the reason I do this and the reason you see a lot of people do it wrong is that if I go to the hold point, lower my left hand by an inch at the barrel is a big visual window. If I then see the bird come, my left hand will always come back to my eyes. So as I come back up to the line, I am now on line. So if I go here, this is my hold point height, pull, as it comes in, I come back up, back to the height and rotate. If I do what I say people are doing wrong, they go into the hold point, pick their head up, pull, oh shit, I'm too high, now they're zigzagging in. It's probably the mount you'll see me use the most. So hold point height, left hand down 1 inch, and then you're going to perform like a reverse L. So you're going to go back up to the line to meet the bird and rotate out, whether that's going to be pull away or swing through. You're going to let it dictate. We've done that video already. You're going to let it go past you by X, or you're going to go and meet the bird, okay? There's 3 different mounts. Now, number 3 is your FITAS mount. We'll use it on long incomers when we're shooting sporting. We've got so much time on our hands. Pull, we wait. Or if you are a FITAS shooter, and that's all you shoot, we've got the FITAS line on our vest, and we need to have 2 different mounts. If anybody watched my live feed, I was explaining this the other night. So I have 2 different mounts when shooting FITAS. I'm going to have my punch mount where my left hand dictates. So once I've got my barrel height here, I call pull. This hand doesn't do anything. The left hand pushes the gun forward, in, and I rotate. Bird coming from the left. Get my barrel height set, looking left. The bird comes, my left hand punches forward, stays on line, and rotates. That's one of the mounts. I also have to have a right-handed mount, because if I'm going to shoot a teal or a driven, I want my right-hand mount to work the exact opposite to what's happening. So I set myself up for the teal, I'm looking down through the gun. This time the left hand stays still, the right hand mounts, and then I can accelerate through my teal. I'll show you both those from the side in a moment. That gives me 5 complete mounts. 2 for FITAS that we can use for sporting, and then 3 specifically for sporting. So from the side, FITAS mount, you'll notice that the barrels are parallel. When I call pull, the left hand dictates, pushes forward, barrel stays square, into the mount, rotate sideways. If I'm shooting a teal or a driven or maybe a fast quartering bird, the completely rolls reverse. I now lead with my right hand, with my left hand acting as a pivot. The barrels are where they want to be. I call pull, right hand mounts, barrels drop, hit the mount, and then power up through the shot, okay? She's a beauty, isn't she? Lots and lots of different mounts, lots of mounts that you can now work on at home, but also screenshot those bits of paper. Any questions, fire them over. But if you don't have all those mounts, you don't have the complete set of tools to complete a sporting clays course. I really hope that video helps. A lot of information. Stay safe during this lockdown. We'll continue to add these daily. Take care, guys.
So there's the demonstration part done. You can see all the different mounts. Now, my mount speeds are going to be at different speeds to yours. You've got to understand how long each mount takes. Now, you've also then got to dictate which mount you're going to use for the first bird and a second bird if you're shooting a double. Which mount you would use for that bird, say if it was first, might well be very different to if that bird is second. You might not have time to dismount and put it back. So we might drop into the mount with the left hand down. Lots of different choices in there for different scenarios. Like I say, which you might use first, you might not use for the exact same bird if it was thrown as the report bird. Time your mounts, learn to understand how long each one of them take, and that's going to dictate which mount you use and when. As I say, we're picking a specific mount to get us to the hold point first to win that race. We also don't want to be there too long. Each one of those mounts will take progressively longer. What I would say is if you're unsure between 2 mounts, I would go with the one that's going to get you there quickest. You can always delay it on the second bird. But like I say, if we lose that race, for me, we're in serious bother. So I really hope those help you guys. Stay safe.